Well, it happened again. Another copyright strike. That means that my position on this platform is now much more precarious. This time, it was for the film The Daughter of Dawn, which was made in 1920. And once again, the strike came without warning. No one reached out to me first to ask me to take it down. It just went straight to a video takedown. And unlike the last time, this one was from a bigger company. The irony about it is that The Daughter of Dawn was almost lost forever, and it seems that the same people who saved it are trying to make it more obscure, which I can't understand. It has no name recognition. Virtually no one will actively look for it by name. Then the people trying to make films like it more well-known, like me, are getting shut down. It's extremely frustrating. I uploaded that film because it featured an all-Native American cast, which is historically very interesting and important, I think. It was an achievement that is now bound to be forgotten, and is far less likely to be celebrated, which is something I would think the original creators would not have wanted. You can still find it on the Internet Archive, but it is no longer available anywhere in full on YouTube. Of everything I've uploaded, that movie was one of the most obscure, so the fact that it was targeted for copyright takedown is especially baffling to me. For this reason, I felt the need to private all of the movies I've uploaded and go on the defensive. If it could happen to that one, it could happen to any of them. I really didn't want to do it, but they all seem to be a big risk now. I guess my mission of providing the largest depository of 1920s materials is completely unachievable on this platform, due to people strictly controlling copyrights for things they didn't originally make. I just wanted to let you all know that if my channel disappears one day due to copyright issues, within a few days I will upload a video titled something like "What Happened to the 1920s Channel," so you can find the new channel. I really don't want to start all the way over again, but if it comes to that, I still have many original videos I want to make. So if that happens, just search the 1920s channel on YouTube and it should come up. Or, as some of you already know, I recently made a backup channel called the 1920s Channel 2.0. There aren't any videos on there now, but if this channel is terminated, that is where I'll upload more videos. Feel free to subscribe to it now if you want, but I'm hoping I won't need to use it anytime soon. I was waiting to upload this video just in case the claimant responded, but I haven't gotten any reply. It's truly the most impersonal way of doing this. Also, my video backups are on the Internet Archive, so you can watch them there too, minus the movies and short compilations. But most of those can be found on other accounts scattered throughout there. Since those are my most important backup files, I don't want to run the risk of having copyright problems and getting deleted there as well. You can freely download the files I do have, and they're very small due to YouTube's compression system or whatever it is, so they don't take up much space. Unlike the people taking down videos on YouTube for 100-year-old works, I consider all of my videos as public domain, and it will stay that way even if my channel ever becomes monetized. Whatever value my videos have, I want it available to anyone who wants it. I believe in freely sharing our shared culture, at least when it's so far removed from our own time. I guess I'm being redundant at this point, but I hope my situation can at least create more awareness for these issues and help any of these copyright holders to understand the honest intentions of creators and digital archivers like me on YouTube. Because right now, it's just demoralizing, and through these copyright actions, our shared history will be forgotten, and that is a depressing thought. There's a disclaimer in the About section of my channel that says if you think one of my videos violates copyright, I'll take it down. So it's hard to understand why they don't reach out to me in more mutually beneficial ways. When they just take down a video by force, they get bad press and my channel gets damaged. It's like mutually assured destruction. Why not resolve this the easier way? In my opinion, they need to think about it like this. If someone reaches out to me and requests that a video be taken down and I take it down, some of my viewers will probably notice it at some point and ask where the video went. At this point, since there's no bad blood between me and the copyright holder, I would be more than happy to direct my audience to their release. Or, better yet, we can have an agreement that I send out a message to my audience, telling them that I took the video down, and directing them to the official release that way. Because few people who watched those videos had probably ever even heard of those films and shorts I uploaded, and they never would have sought them out otherwise. But after watching the ones I uploaded and liking what they saw, they would be more likely to buy an official release after the video was taken away. They got a taste for it and they want more, but since it can't be found on my channel anymore, they'll look for another way to get it. This is what these copyright holders don't seem to understand about works that are so old. Very few people seek them out, because they don't know about them. They weren't alive when they were originally released. Maybe even their parents or grandparents weren't even alive then. Instead of focusing on the insignificant amount of sales that were affected by my videos, they need to think about the greater level of exposure that my channel and others like mine give them. The way they operate is extremely short-sighted and way behind the times, and I think we both have a lot to gain from a good and respectful relationship. I want to help them. I want them to succeed. I want them to continue their work, but they are successfully burning their bridges, and I hate to see it happen. And they especially have very little chance of ever tapping into the younger generations with this attitude. The main reason why I'm getting especially frustrated with all of this is that in both cases, the works should have been in the public domain already. Now, maybe there's some weird exceptions about distribution and all that. I don't really know the minute details, but from what I've found, a film restoration or compilation in itself does not qualify as a derivative copyright. With creative additions like music, it does, but in my case, that wasn't really there. The movies I uploaded had no sound at all, and they were completely stripped down to the only aspect of the film that truly qualified them to be in the public domain, the video. And they were still taken down, because YouTube does not have a good system for monitoring legitimate copyright claims. And it is very difficult, especially for smaller channels like mine, to fight these claims. YouTube essentially takes the copyright claimant at their word, and most creators on YouTube aren't fluent in the complicated details of legal matters like copyrights, and it can be very difficult for them to fight back. And the claimant is very unlikely to back off so easily, because they know they have the advantage, and pretty much the only way left to go is through a court, and it's just not worth it. I don't know about the Daughter of Dawn specifically since it's so obscure, but I assume it had been originally copyrighted at one point, but then again maybe not. But if it was never originally copyrighted, then it should have no copyright and it should be in the public domain, at least in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a copyright expert after all, but I just don't see grounds for claiming copyright in either of my cases, or at least not very good grounds. But either way, if a work should be in the public domain due to its original release date, then it should just be let go. All of these exceptions are just ridiculous and convoluted. In my opinion, the 95-year rule in the US should be an umbrella law, without the never-ending maze of exceptions. I can't imagine being that intent on making money from something that wasn't my creative work, something I had no hand in originally making. Like I've said before, I love that people add a new score or commentary or special features to these films, and those aspects of their release are 100% their property, and I couldn't in good conscience upload those things to my channel without their permission. They were the ones who created it, and I respect that. But the film itself, stripped bare, is not their property. No one alive should be able to claim that it's their creative property unless they are setting world records for longevity. At the very least, if they're so worried about their copyright, they need to put it into YouTube's Content ID system so that the video just gets blocked with no copyright strike or penalty for the uploader. Some of my videos have been blocked, but it doesn't bother me that much since I don't rely on views for my income and I don't get punished for uploading it. The International Olympic Committee might be strict with licensing footage from the 1924 Paris Olympics, but they're not vengeful about it. That should be the bare minimum in my opinion. Video takedowns should be reserved for severe cases, and rarely if ever used for anything that's 100 years old. If you've made it this far, then I want to assure you again that if this channel is taken down, it will come back in some other form, and hopefully better than ever. Having to reach the same number of subscribers I have now would be difficult, but I still have a lot more videos I want to share, and it would also give me a chance to make some changes to older videos and improve them and upload them again. But I won't think about it more unless I do in fact get deleted. I'll still try to reach my goal as completely as I can, even if 100% is impossible. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give me. It really gives me the motivation to start all over again if I have to. Because I know that there are people out there who like what I make, and who want to encourage me. Without that, I would probably just give up and go back to reading books all day. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want to ramble on for too much longer, but I just wanted to get this information out and vent my frustrations a bit, if only to make people more aware of the extremely annoying hurdles for YouTube channels. So, do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Let me know in the comments. Some people can't understand why I want to stay on YouTube after all of this, so this is my response. While there are other newer platforms, YouTube is still the most popular and gives the most exposure. So that's why so many channels stick with it despite its immense flaws. it's still the best platform for me to spread my passion about the 1920s. So it doesn't come from a place of affection for YouTube, but it's the best shot I have for achieving my goals. Well, anyway, I guess that's all for now, all you sheiks and gals out there, but stay tuned for more tales from the Jazz Age.